What's up everyone, this is All I Talk is Tech, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining where I've been and what I'm going to be posting on this channel now instead, because I'm no longer going to be making iPhone videos. Well, that's partially not true, but it kind of is at the same time. Let me just explain everything. So long story short, I graduated high school, and this past year has been a crazy year. I ended up going to trade school for a year, and I now have had a job as a plumber for about 4 months or so. And it's just really physically tough, and I work 12 hours, and I went maybe 10 to 12 hours a day, but I went from someone who sits at a desk all day to is now in 100-degree Texas heat, working rough-ins, shoveling for hours straight. And so that's a big difference from sitting at a desk, with air conditioning, editing videos. That's physically very different. But as you can see, my hands are way more tan. So yeah. If you look back at my older videos, I'll look like a different guy's been uploading. This was before being in the sun, and then this is after. Kind of crazy. And what's really weird about being in the sun as well is you can see, this is the one part that's stayed cover. But yeah. Anyway, long story short, I've been working and just super busy. But I do want to start uploading on YouTube every single week. And what I want to mention is I'm not going to be making iPhone videos, at least tutorials, any longer. And what I'm going to be making instead is videos about older iPods. This channel's hit a point, and I've hit a point where I used to make iPhone tutorials because I loved them, but it got too much to the point where I just started clickbaiting every single video so much just for views, just so I can make a couple extra dollars. And, I haven't really cared for that anymore. The views, the money, all that, I don't really need that anymore. Now I'm legitimately just gonna post what I want for fun. And in return, I think I'm actually probably gonna be making better content, because I had a second YouTube channel for this, making iPod content, and it did really well, ironically. And I just love making documentaries on these iPods. There's so much to talk about. And these devices were around when technology was having a huge leap forward, and YouTube and stuff was not around to cover it. And so all you can really see is reviews on these devices. There's not really many videos explaining cool new features between one iPod and the next, and why this iPod is any different than this one, except for the color. There's a little bit of history between these, and I just want to be able to cover them all. And on top of that, there's really cool iPod mods that you can make. You can go ahead and swap out the hard drives in these and replace them with SD cards, or you can add up to a terabyte solid state drive in them, which is kind of crazy. A lot of cool mods you can do. And I do want to review older iPhones. I want to talk about the history of them and what they were like on older versions of software and what older iPhones are like today. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's just really weird being an Apple YouTuber now. There's not as much content, and there is technically content that I could still be making, but it's not stuff that I would be proud of. It would just be simple 2-minute tutorials that I don't really like anymore. I would rather post quick tutorials on TikTok rather than make a 2-minute YouTube tutorial that doesn't make much sense to do a 1 to 2 minute video tutorial when I could just do it on TikTok. Whereas instead on YouTube, I can have really high quality, lengthy documentaries on each specific Apple device, and even cool tips and tricks with these devices, how you can still use them today, and just cool features that people didn't know about. And also, I just want to cover the difference between each device and the history behind them, and why each device was more significant than others. That way, they each had their own role to play in the leap forward in technology leading up to what we use today. So that's, long story short, what I'm going to be posting on this channel, iPod content. And on this channel, I don't think I've ever asked anyone to subscribe or like my content. I may have done it once or twice, but I typically leave that out of my videos. I would rather my videos speak for themselves. But in this video, I'm going to do the opposite. If you don't want to see iPod content and stuff like that, make sure to unsubscribe. I don't know if there's any YouTuber that tells you to legit unsubscribe, but this is kind of what I really want to post. I don't know if it'll do well. It did well on another channel I had, but then I switched over and did something else. But the main thing that got me into technology has been iPods, and there's so much to cover that I haven't even shared with the world yet. There's so many cool videos I want to make that I haven't even seen existed out there. I want to cover jailbreak history on iPods, and there's a lot of old videos out there, but they're all low quality. I want to make high quality content, more cinematic and stuff like that, like I used to do. Like 3 years ago, I was pretty cinematic with each video. Whereas when I did the 2-minute tutorials, I just rushed the video just to get views, just to get in the search engine. And I enjoyed doing it, but I want to be more proud of the content I make. And I think that by switching to this type of content with iPods, I'll achieve that. And also, this is just a personal thing for me. Something I noticed ever since I got a job as a plumber. I haven't touched my computer in like 2 months. And I rarely use my phone as much as I think I would. Compared to when I didn't have a job and when I was just fully making iOS content. And the reason is, I don't really need a computer for work. And I realized that the longer I have this job, the further away from technology that I'm gonna separate myself, in the sense that I don't need technology for work and I'm not gonna use it. I have no use for a computer. I mean, obviously I use it every now and then, but I'm going to get left behind if I don't touch my computer often enough. There's going to be software updates I'm going to miss, and I love talking about technology, and so the best way for me to stay in touch with technology is to talk about it. And so that's kind of another reason I'm going to be going back into YouTube again. So long story short, I'm not going to be making crazy iOS tutorials every day like I used to. There's not as much to cover, and it's really not as exciting for me as it used to be. Back in high school, it was really exciting. New jailbreaks and stuff like that was really cool. But yeah, as of now, it's still cool. I like seeing cool widgets and stuff like that. But what really wants to get me talking is talking about these older iPods. I don't know, this is something I never really talked about much on this channel, but I had another channel, did pretty well, and then I just didn't get around to it just because life got busy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So far, crazy stuff's been going on, which is why I haven't been uploading, but I'm just going to try to post about once a week. YouTube's now going to be a thing mainly for fun, whereas in high school, for the most of it, I didn't really have a job. YouTube was my main source of income. Do not recommend. Just get a job instead. Getting a job would pay better. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm actually really excited to start posting about iPods and stuff. So, and as always, peace.